Right, so today I'm going to be changing the glow plugs on my van. So if you've got a VW T5 with the 2.5 ADX engine, or AXD engine, sorry, watch this. A few little tips and tricks and sort of how to do it. It's got to be done, so let's get on with it.
Now there's two different types of glow plugs, the longer glow plugs or the shorter glow plugs. I've just got these knocking around in the garage. They are both for the 2.5 engine. This is one or the other. So as you notice, there's 5 on my van. So it's a 5-cylinder. So let's go outside to the van and get on with it.
So no spandangled fancy tools, just general sort of sockets, Allen key bits. I'm pretty sure out of all this you probably use about 3 or 4 tools. So got to remove these pipes, slacken off the intake manifold, this bracket, this pipe, and then on the actual cover itself there's 10mm bolts. One of the awkward bits is the cable loom that connects to the bottom of the manifold. I've just got all them bits off, got the rocker cover off, the inlet manifold, glow plugs down in there. Loosened this just to get it in there. The inlet manifold bolts, there's 8 of them. They are a pain, so you've got to go in that way to get to them all. But I do it this way, save messing around taking the front off. Yeah, it's a bit of a pig, but at least gives you a chance to reseal and clean off the rocker cover gasket. Yeah, so that's a quick montage of just me changing the glow plugs. A few things. The bolts holding the manifold on, I think there's 8 in total, they're 13mm bolts. Absolute pig to get to. You just have to go down and sort of hold on. It is doable. There's on the manifold, the inlet manifold, there's a trunking wiring harness holder, just clipped on. That's in the way. If you can just sort of lift it, sort of ease it up, pop it off, be able to get on the bolts better. Some people say it's the right way of doing it, some people say it's the wrong way of doing it. I do it that way because I haven't got a van jacked in the air, I haven't had to take wheel arch liners off, I haven't had to take bolts to take bumpers off and hang things. If for whatever reason I need to stop the job, I can just shut the bonnet and everything's there safe. So yeah, took about 2.5 hours in total. You know, you find your own way, an easier way of doing things. It's just that's the way I do it. Doing it my way as well. There's I'll put a picture in now. That's of the boost clip. As you see, it's got wear on there. Now, I wouldn't have never inspected that if I had just taken off the bumper. I wouldn't have had to touch that pipe. I probably would have done it the lazy way and you know, undone the EGR valve and left it to one side hanging on there and just take the manifold off, you know. So it does, sometimes it pays to take a bit more off than what you actually need to. Again, I can always, when I do it that way, I take off the rocker cover, I always clean up the gaskets, make sure it's nice and clean. I have an inspection of the harness that runs through for the injectors, which is they sit in oil their whole life, they get cooked, so it's visual inspection on that. I get to check the camshaft for any usual signs of wear and things. The EGR valve, when I took that off, I can inspect it, make sure it's not coked up or sooted up and whatnot. So it's got its more benefits than negatives for doing it the way I do it. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's an easy, say it's an easy job. It's an awkward job, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. If people, glow plugs, now we'll talk glow plugs quickly. They aren't, you don't change them as often as what you change spark plugs, but they are a serviceable item, so you should get in the habit of checking of replacing them every so often, should we say. Every manufacturer is different on the recommendations for the service schedule. Just replace them. It's, you know, if they go bad and you start getting loads of issues, like cranking to start the vehicle will be a lot longer, so then fire. Cold start, starting in the cold will be an absolute pig. Some vehicles with faulty glow plugs won't start. They crank over that much that they flatten the battery before they start. You also can get smoke coming out, unburnt fuel coming out of the exhaust, which leaves like a cloud of, you know, smoke basically, and it will stink. For what they are, just replace them. This is obviously a standard glow plug. There are a few ways of testing it. The best tried and tested way of testing the glow plugs, once you've got them out, if you want some, you know, not replace if they're not faulty, is a multimeter. Do a resistance check. So put one on the outside where the screw thread is, tap the oil on the top. Do that with all 4 glow plugs, taking note of what the resistance, the reading on the multimeter is for all 4. They should all roughly be the same. If one's drastically high and the rest is drastically low, or one's drastically low, you know, if you see any discrepancy, you know it's potentially a faulty glow plug. Some people bench test them, where they get a jump pack and they stick negative on there and stick a positive on the end and watch it glow. It works, it tells you it's glowing, but whether it's glowing for the right duration or whatnot, you know, different sort of kettle of fish. Some people replace just the one faulty glow plug, nothing wrong with that, but you can probably guarantee you replace that one, 3 months later you've got to replace the other 4. Just do them all at the same time, you know you've all been done then. If someone says, when did you replace that? Oh, I replaced that one glow plug, back was it April or May? No, hang on a minute, I done another one in June. So I mean, just do them all, you know, then they were done a certain day, don't get you, you know, in any bother. Yeah, so they're a strange thing, glow plugs. When they're in the head, be careful not to hoik them and give them and just wang them straight out. Because they're made of steel, the thread's steel, and obviously the head's alley, they become seized over time. And if you just hoik them straight out, you've got a high risk, and you see it more often than not. People undo the glow plug and rip the thread out. Then you've got an absolute cluster bomb. You might as well shut the bonnet, walk over to the nearest wall and headbutt it 6 times. You're gonna have to call someone in professional if you're a DIYer, because you have to re-tap the thread, you know, clean it, make sure no swap goes under the bore. That's even if what normally happens is it leaves the outer sheath of the glow plug in there and you just pull the inside bit out. So you've got to get that all out. Yeah, so top tip really is get the engine really hot. Probably use a bit of penetrating spray. Just to spray on them liberally, and you know, just nice movements. Yeah. If you've got any information, if you've got any questions you want to ask, feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoy watching me stuff, you know, press the subscribe button. If you don't, leave me a comment and tell me what you don't like. I don't mind. I'm quite open to criticism. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay humble, and see you on the next one.